Look, okay, I'm back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces busting out the scene. New life is something like a dream. Back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces busting out the scene. New life is something like a dream. New life is something like a dream. New life is something like a new life is something like a dream. New life is something like a dream. I am not friendly, I came for the paper, little baby, don't get it confused. I see them paying to play, they be paying for pussy, my nigga, I'm.
What's good, y'all? What's up? Welcome to Open Page Podcast. I am your host, Last Page.
And I am your co-host, Susie.
Yes, we got Susie in the building. Look, tonight we're gonna be talking about black-owned businesses, and what do we need to do to come together instead of competing with each other? You know what I'm saying? Why are we our biggest enemies when it come to business? Why do we have to be so cutthroat? Now, from my understanding, now I know you've been in the business for a long time. You know what I'm saying? You a vet to this. So, why don't you share some of your business endeavor stories or whatever? It's messed up that people have to deal with bad business when they dealing with black folks, because you want to give your people a chance when it comes to certain stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And they never cease to amaze you, or they never let you down when you try to think positive. They always seem to bring the negative part out. So
Yeah. Well, my experience basically comes a lot from home. My grandmother was a bank branch manager for Mercantile Bank for like 33 years, and I used to help assist her in the bank. So seeing and working with her and a lot of those transactions just kind of motivated me, encouraged me to learn more about starting my own business. So I took a little bit of a step forward to get a small business degree, just so I can learn the ins and outs when it comes to money, accounting, knowing how to balance your books and budgeting, making sure you're paying your bills on time is super important,
Right.
Some of those values that are just kind of instilled in me, people feel like, okay, well, you just out here just doing business, but you're not doing business. You're not showing me a product. So in the Black community, it's always, I got to see it in order to believe it. I can't just believe it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, if you're not spending no money, how am I going to produce the product? You know what I mean? So the question is it my credibility, or is the fact that you feel like I can't offer that to you? I can't offer you this service. And business for me started for, let me see. It started like building computers. That was my shit. Like people used to pay me to build computers and upgrade their computers and their modems and things like that. So I have a vast background on a variety of skills, but some people just feel like, oh, you just, one of those people that think they just done figured it out. And it's like, no, there's a formula to it. But if you're not willing to, make the sacrifices it take in order for the formula to work, then I can't help you, and the formula costs money. You got to pay to play.
Exactly. Well, you know, I hear a lot of stories with people, when it comes to black business. Now, I'm just now like fully getting into the business, but I know how black folks operate, and I'm only saying that because I based off of me being a customer, you know. Something may not go right, or you may get something that's of poor quality, and you present something like that to them. Instead of them trying to make it right, it helps to build a good relationship with their customer so that they
Absolutely.
could come back and buy more things from them. They would get frustrated and mad and ain't shit wrong with my product and I ain't do that.
Yeah.
You did that.
Instead of just
Not
saying, hey,
wanting to
well, we
take
could work out some kind of exchange.
exactly, or somebody may order something from that person and they taking months to even get them they shit.
Hmm. But
I've
then
heard
that's
so
what
many
shipping
people
costs come
complain.
in at. There's a lot of things that come
Shipping
along
costs
with
ain't
like
cheap.
shipping. No, it's not.
Shipping costs ain't
It's not.
cheap. It
And
is
then for
it,
you
it
to have
hit
to
it
replace the
hits you.
product and repay shipping, you know what I mean? So it would take at least 7-10
Right.
business days. But then depending
Yeah.
on where you receive the product from, you gotta wait for they shipping. And that could be
Mm-hmm.
overseas, from India, from Asia, Korea, Africa, India,
Yep.
like a lot of different places. So
Mm-hmm.
that's, the long and the short. You got to be willing to expand on knowing and networking with different cultures on top of that. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of us, we not able to produce our own product. And that's just because we're not learning the science behind our own products. Remember,
Yeah.
Dark and Lovely, Leisure Curl, these were products that were in Gary, Indiana. You know,
Yeah.
TCB, they sold their formulas. They sold their hair
Murphy's.
formulas to people who was more interested, because our own wasn't interested in those things. They was more
And you wouldn't
interested in
believe
pimping and
how
selling
many
pussy and
you wouldn't
drugs.
believe how many black people don't even own those products. You
No,
wouldn't believe it.
or don't even
And
know
it's
about them, let alone.
crazy. Don't even know about them at all. They make sure they don't let themselves be known or seen, you
Mhm.
know. But they banking off the black dollar when all of that could have came in with black dollars and that could have been something big. See, the issue I have is when black people don't see the bigger picture. It can be a you can have a incredibly big family and everybody on the same page somewhat, but you got somebody that's too worried about what's going on with the other person. Everybody don't know how to play a position. We can all get together and really build a Fortune 500 company. And it don't even take them 5,000 black people get together and put their money into a conglomerate. You know how rich, how wealthy, generations will be to come, but they not thinking about that. Like I don't even know too many black people that have like family emblems, you know what I mean? Like things that you pass on through generations. Like as soon as a motherfucker gets some shit, they want to pawn it. They want to
Yes,
pawn that
that
shit.
part.
They want
No.
to see how much they gonna get for it instead
You're
of just
supposed to have a
keeping it.
family crest.
Yeah, yeah, family crest. You know, but I'm. We got to do better, man.
With the
When it
Wilshires,
comes to
darling.
business,
With
we
the
got to do better when
Johnston
it comes to business.
sisters. We're from
They be
Atterbury.
having they be having curios that they be passing on and little antiques and stuff. I don't watch like Antique Road Show, and they like, yeah, this been passed throughout the family for like 150 years, and
Yeah.
and they get it appraised and see how much it costs, and it be worth some bank, and they still decide to not sell it.
Yeah.
You know, but we don't have that. We don't have that. We don't leave too much history around. It's one of them things where
And those,
you got the black people that's coming from broken families creating new history.
right. However, you do have some that are left, but don't nobody want to hear that no more. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to hear the history. Everybody wants to just the here and now. Um, I'm I can honestly say, when it comes to generational wealth, as a black woman, I'm very fortunate. And when it came to black excellence, the people that were mentors and family members that I remember growing up with, they always expected us to be, proud of our accomplishments or to even, try to accomplish something, but yeah, nobody wants to know about excellence. Nobody wants to pick up a book or figure out what it is that makes something tick anymore. It's all about, oh, it's right here. It's so accessible, and I could just
It's
use
at
this
the
out of
tip of
convenience.
our fingers, and that's and to me that's just it's lazy. It is a major sign of laziness. I mean, there's so many books out there, so much stuff that you can read where you can get free game, not have to
Yes,
pay. You
self-education,
know,
super
yeah,
important.
not have to pay these white boys, these white motivational speakers, something that you can learn the same way they did. You feel what I'm saying? And all they're gonna do is run around in circles like they always do, beat around the bush. If you want to know more, pay for this package. If you
Right,
want to know more, pay for the
pyramid scheme.
platinum package. Yeah, it's a pyramid scheme. You feel what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
you know,
If you're gonna
self-education is the
educate
best.
me on something, you know what I mean. You want to? I feel like education should be free. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's up to you to go out there and find the information. Like, I
right,
don't understand. Like, but everybody don't have that mindset to just go and look stuff up. And I
right.
understand that. That's part of life. Should be happening to people. Trauma. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody thinking about that shit. I'm
Yeah,
trying to live day to day, trying to make it back to my next meal, motherfucker. So
right, right.
and
Yeah, I
those
mean,
are the people that I feel for because they can't do it. You know what I mean? So they
right.
need people like us to accommodate they need. But a lot of people are selfish, so and it is what it is.
People are very selfish. Um, but it's one of them things. You know, it ain't even always bad business with individuals. You know, with black individuals, bad black business with black with your own relatives. You can do bad black business with your own relatives or whatever. They may have a hidden agenda or something, and the whole time,
Mhm.
you know, they're profiting off of something a lot more than you are, and you ain't getting nothing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Uh, people just need to pay attention to those signs. Try not to be so gullible when it comes to business. You still have to be firm when it comes to business. Just because they might be your friends, just because they might be your family, you have to let it be known. Business is business.
Business. You
You
got people
know,
that shortchange you or won't pay you for services that you've rendered to them, and just because
or
they
what
feel like,
about
oh,
or what
I know
about
you
people
or you my
or what
friend.
about or what about people that you've rendered services to, like right off the rip? They're making a profit off of the services that you've rendered to them, but not once did they care to think about cutting you some type of profit off of whatever it was that they made. Now that's messed up.
Mm-hmm.
That's messed up. If you ain't never got raped, that's a form of rape, because that's fucked up all across the board, especially if they supposed to be your family or your friend, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
hey,
I've had people wait. That's crazy because I got into a little bit of a fender bender, right?
mhm,
And my homegirl with me right now, she know I sell products and whatnot. So
yeah,
the same day I got this product for her, and she like, ooh, I want it. I was like, all right, cool, it's $25. She gonna tell me, oh well, let me get it right now and I'll pay you later. I said, gee, you was just in the car with me when I had this car accident. Don't you think I need this $25 right now?
yeah,
So I was like,
like
you can either buy this right now or I could sell it to somebody else that's gonna buy it for that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
it is what it is. It's business. You my homie and everything, but if I could do it, I would. But guess what? Right now, you seen I'm in a situation, so look out. You ain't
And
gonna give me
then
the
and
money to get my
and
car.
then but then also you know, a lot of black people, they have issues when when black folks overprice products. They be like, I can't get these type of products. Um,
But the
for the
standard
cheap,
is
I have to pay this certain
you're
amount of
supposed to
money.
charge. But the standard is you're supposed to charge 3 times the amount that you paid as the wholesaler for the product.
Yeah. So whoever it is that they're going through as a wholesaler, they're not really cutting them a deal.
That part.
Apparently, because for you to overprice your people like that, and it just so happened to be $5 or $10 cheaper up the road, and you mad because you're not getting any business like that, maybe you might want to bring it down a few more dollars. You know what I'm saying?
Buy one,
You
get
want to.
one. Some,
Yeah, you want to work the margin. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be like $10 over. That's too greedy. Do like $2.50 more, probably. More than what they selling up the street. Ain't nobody gonna trip on a few dollars, but they really be trying to hit it over the head just so that they can get more back. And
but it's called the price of convenience.
Yeah.
That's what they call the price of convenience. Because when it comes to a profit, you can charge whatever you want for something. As long as you making sure you paying them taxes on whatever you charge for that item, you good. But that profit, you could whack somebody over their head with it, and can't nobody do nothing about it.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, prime example with the inflation and all the shit that's going on.
$5 a gallon for gas.
$5-6 a gallon. I just want to know why these companies aren't paying their employees, the same prices that they getting paid. What's really going on? Is this really for the war? Is this really funding the war, or could this possibly be for another hidden agenda? We may never know because we too busy, looking at Shade Room and all all these stupid ass reality shows. Yeah, all these stupid ass reality shows and stuff. All of that shit is scripted. Y'all be so entertained by that stuff, and it be so scripted. They call them reality show actors. They put actors at the end. Even people that you see on like Cheaters and shit, like those are paid actors on Cheaters. Some of them be real, but a lot of them, they don't be real. They be having paid actors coming on doing that shit.
Stevie J on Cheaters is the best I've ever seen.
Stevie J?
Yes, he hosts Cheaters.
No, that ain't Stevie J. That's Peter Gunn.
Peter Gunn, not Stevie J. Oh yeah. My God, that's embarrassing.
Man, a couple cats wanted to fight. One dude wanted to fight him. One dude wanted to fight that man.
Man,
because he was rubbing it in. He was rubbing it in. Well, he was rubbing it in hard. That buddy like, hold on, what? Hey, but I got a special guest that's coming in. Y'all give it up for the infamous singer, vocal coach, academy, school owner, okay, a businesswoman, philanthropist, Toni Ringgold. Hey. So Toni late, you know what I'm saying? She on CP time, but I gotta let her know we were talking about black business, but she already know what we here for. So what's your take on black business, and what were your ups and downs when it came to black business? And share your, I want you to share your successful moments and the moments where you got I want to say screwed over or backhand maybe.
That's a lot.
I know that's right.
I mean it's definitely a lot, but
we'll be here all night.
Well, I mean, we ain't got to be here all night, but you know what I'm saying? You can sum it all up.
So some things that I may say tonight may ruffle some feathers, but I can only speak my truth.
That's it.
First of all, I started my business in 2013. I'm a vocal coach. Before doing that, I performed, sing, do a lot of things, and I was going to school for music at the time. At the time, I was married, and I had 3 little children, all under the age of 5. And I knew that I wanted to get my own money because I felt like I was about to be out my marriage, which I am. Hey! Anyway, so I was like, it's going to be time to skedaddle. So let me go ahead and get my coins together because when I'm ready to make that exit, I want to make that exit. So I started my business in my home. At the time it was called Premier Vocal Coaching. It went through, I've had brick and mortars, I've been virtual, I've been in multiple cities. And so I definitely have had my ups and downs. Being a Black woman in business is not for the faint of heart. You have to be built for this. Just because you have a talent or you have a knack for something or you have the gift of gab does not make you business savvy. And I think in Black businesses that needs to be really, really taught. Business etiquette is a thing. What collaboration means is a real thing. Oftentimes what people look at, even in relationships, they look at what you bring to the table, right? What can you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? When you truly are collaborating with someone, it's about what I bring to the table and how I can help serve you. And so, and how we can work together. And I think that that's one of the things that's definitely missing in Black businesses because we haven't really been taught how to do business and how to conduct business. My own experience, unfortunately, the most times that I've gotten done pretty bad was at the hands of Black men.
Talk about it.
And that's why I said it might ruffle some feathers, but I can only speak my truth. The truth of the matter is that Black men are really good. Some Black men, because I got a good Black man, but some Black men are really good at at taking ideas and not even if they're not even sleeping with you, because I didn't sleep with the men I did business with, but pillow talk, so to speak. Like, I got you, sister. We gonna do, I ain't gonna never let you fall. We gonna da. They'll get your expertise, they'll get you all of that, and then when it's time to break bread or really do some solid business, it's like they disappear or they leave you by the wayside. I've had some horrible experiences.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, but what I will say is this. When you do meet people who have the right heart and mindset and y'all are on the same wavelength, it can be an absolutely beautiful thing. So although I've had some negative experiences, I've also had some wonderful experiences in business as well.
Absolutely.
But I think that it's real sad knowing that Black men are screwing Black women over when it comes to business. You know what I mean? There's already a thing where Black people have to work twice as hard just to get to where they are. So if you're in a certain position, why not help that person get to that same position, if not a higher position than you? But people, they worry about that. They don't want you to do better than them or progress a lot higher than them. So they would try to keep you at a certain level. Don't that sound familiar?
Absolutely.
That's like some slave shit. You know what I'm saying? We got to do better, y'all.
Call it.
So I live by this moniker, and I coined the phrase. I need to trademark it or something. But I say there's enough sun in the sky. Yeah, I say there's enough sun in the sky for everyone to shine, and I truly believe that. I think that if we just took time to, instead of trying to see what we can get from people or trying to scrutinize people, and we really just highlighted the things that are great about them, I think that we could really get a lot of stuff done. Also, I think that a lot of people are hopping into business again, and I cannot stress this enough, but they do not understand how business works. Just because you're talented does not mean you're business savvy.
You business savvy.
Just
Because you
because
have
you
to
got a
give.
Oh,
big
I know
booty,
some crazy,
this is,
some
and
artists out
you
of
know
this
what?
world, but they don't know nothing about the business. So therefore, it's always chaotic. So why am I dealing business with you or trying to manage you? And
But
as an artist, you don't want to, you know what I mean,
I was
develop.
just having that talk. I was just having this talk. I was just having this talk with a relative, and I was letting them know, look, you're a producer. If you're gonna do music with somebody, make sure that you have your BMI or ASCAP
Okay.
to register so that your name can be tied to something when things are being copywritten and stuff. Don't just give out a beat to somebody because they can easily copyright that, and now it's solely theirs now. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
But the
You
problem
can't
is a
do
lot of
anything
people are
about that
lazy.
now. It's
That
important
part
to
too,
learn the
sis.
business. You can't have a dream and not know the business.
Yeah.
But again, a lot of people are lazy. Not saying your relative is lazy, but a lot of people are lazy.
People,
They think
Yeah.
that the talent alone is enough.
mhm.
They think that the doing that alone is enough, and
When
that
to
people
count the
go
money
take
part.
care. And people go take care of. Well, I
Yeah,
ain't need
and
them,
they think
y'all.
somebody go knock on the door like, do. You want to get signed? I want you on my label. No, hey, but hold on, y'all. We got a word from our sponsor.
Shop CC Steeltronics for all your electronic needs. You shop, we ship. It's that easy. Visit us today at www.ccsteeltronics.com. Again, that's www.ccsteeltronics.com.
I'm gonna have
All
to
right,
get me a
y'all.
little projector off of there or something. Y'all see them little projectors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need one. I need it.
All right, y'all. Go to get that projector up off of there, y'all. Go ahead, hop on www.ccsteeltronics.com. That's CCSTEELE tronics.com and get 20% off. Put in promo code OpenPage20 for 20% off, y'all. And back to this black
Yeah.
business talk.
Wait a minute. Tell the people that might be business owners about that
Oh, you know
opportunity.
what? Now I have opportunities for business owners. I do make commercials. I do in-house promotions. So if you guys are interested, black-owned businesses and black-owned businesses only, holler at me. Let's talk. Let's discuss the commercials I make. You get to keep those permanently and do whatever you like with it. You can promote it on every social media platform you have or website you may have. So get at me, y'all. Get at me.
All right. I need one for Susie when I finish my new improved website though.
Okay. All right.
I should have sent you the other commercial.
Oh yeah. Next time, definitely. Yeah. So why don't you talk about that? Let's talk about that with the academy and the kids and stuff. You know, Chad love the kids.
Yeah, so I love the kids more than I like kids more than I like adults. Kids are they're honest, they're consistent. But I think what I love most about children is the fact that nobody's told them no yet. So they're still dreamers. The world is still their oyster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And nobody's tainted them yet and told them what they couldn't do. And
Mhm.
life hasn't gotten a hold to them yet. So I feel like my job is to be kind of like that fairy godmother, to come in and sprinkle a little something
Sprinkle a
on
dust
them,
on them.
let them know, hey, listen, plant those seeds. Hey, listen,
That's
I
it.
know, because in my mind, I know life is going to hit them. I know something is going to happen. But if I could just
Yeah.
give them a little razzle dazzle before they go, I had two very, very good examples of this. Actually, I'm running a camp. As last page just let us know. It's called Camp
Mhm.
Imparts. You can visit the website at impartscamp.com. And
Mhm.
this camp it's imparting to our youth. Imparts, I'm big on acronyms. It stands for Integrating Music and Performance and Art to reach talented students. So the goal of Imparts is to expose children and to enrich children and hopefully inspire them to reach their goals in fine arts. We know that everybody likes to bounce a basketball, throw a football, and all those things, but not every kid can do that. And when you look at statistics, so my father was in prison for 32 and a half years. When you look at the statistics of the prison pipeline, you find that over 70%, and these are actual numbers, over 70% of those that are in mass incarceration are creatively minded individuals. Oftentimes, they didn't have an outlet. They had no one to pour into them to tell them, hey, it's cool that you can write. Hey, it's cool you can draw. Oh, you like to sing? But they didn't have that. So they found themselves getting into trouble, trying to fit in, trying to get some type of validation. Well, my job as a, ambassador to the youth is to pour into them and validate them and say, hey, you a dope, you're amazing, you can do it. You know what I mean? And so 2 good examples of that real quick. Actually, for my camp, one of my students, I got her when she was in the 8th grade. She is my intern. She's a junior at Belmont University in Tennessee, a vocal performance major. And then my very, very first student when I was still in college, she's actually taken over my vocal student. So she's my summer vocal coach for my academy, T. Ringold Academy of Arts. She's teaching, and I got her when she was in the 5th grade. So that full circle thing has me in a place of gratitude for sure.
Oh man, she sounds like somebody I know. Camp.
Oh yeah. Yep. You was talking about getting the camp and stuff started too, right? So
yeah, so I wrote a program, and they took the program and made it a performing arts center in my city called the Carnegie Arts Center. I wrote it for the foundations, and it was just some things they tried to bring Chicago in on, and I was just like, they just kind of took my program and twisted it a little bit. They never really got it up and functional, but they tried to do some things with it. It just didn't kind of work out right. It was the second half to it. I sent to the president, actually, and they used their program. So it was funny you said that, in jail, they use the arts to rehabilitate those inmates. So that I've heard mentioned that they use my copyrighted program in the prisons to rehabilitate and start those programs. So that's dope, sis.
That's dope as well. And while I'm salty that they're using your stuff, I'm also happy that
it's copywritten too.
Yeah. It's like I'm salty and I'm happy at the same time because I obviously your program is something great and I'm sure it's helped other people, but that's a part of protecting your brand and protecting your intellectual property. You gotta protect it like it's your baby,
Oh yeah.
I'm just trying to understand, why do women have it the hardest in business? Period.
Black women have it they don't take us serious for our worth. What's that girl, Katie Wilson? Is that her name? She a comedian on Facebook. She's super funny. She from Chicago, and she mentioned, Black women, when they ask us to do something and you want us to do it for free or do it for less than what somebody else is willing to offer, we becoming a problem when we showing that our worth, is more than what you willing to offer. So that's another thing. Like they don't want us to stand up and say, look, I'm worth this, I'm worth that. You know what I mean? I know what I'm worth. I know my skills.
Some of it's our fault too, though.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part that as Black women, as a sister myself, I've had to take accountability for. Right? Life is about boundaries. It's about choices.
I'm just learning.
There's a superwoman when it comes to a sister. We got that superwoman complex. Like we got, I'm taking over the world. I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I can do this.
Knowing damn well y'all can't take on everything. Y'all be overwhelming y'allself, overworking y'allself, hiding in the room, curling up, crying like a child, and getting up and wiping y'all face off and going at it again like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
Man, I take my hat off to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gave birth. Y'all just, Black women just strong all across the board. You know what I'm saying? That's why so many women envy Black women. they try to figure out the formula, but they just can't. You know, you got women that need nannies to take on multiple children. I've seen black women raise 10 kids in the
That's it.
household. You know what I mean? Some of them kids,
Big
them older
mama.
kids, they had to help out. You know, some of them older kids had to help out raising the kids or whatever, but it worked. You know, and
I
they
have to
all
say,
grew up to be just fine.
but can I say something to that though?
What?
I think that's great, and it's endearing when we hear these stories, right? But I'm reminded of something. My grandmother, my paternal grandmother, is my hero. My daddy's mama. And I remember after I had my second son, I was going through postpartum real bad. I probably needed to go see somebody. And when I went and I was at my grandmother's house and I was talking to her about it, and I laid on her lap and I cried. And she said, "Okay, are you done?" I said, "Yes." I said, "Granny, I think I'm depressed." She said, "Depression is for rich white women." I said, "Huh?" She said, "Depression is for rich white women." She said, "You done crying, you wipe your face, you get up, move." Now, at the time, you think, "Oh man, I'm strong, I can handle it." But at the end of the day, Black women have not been allowed to break. We have not been allowed to fall apart. We
Yeah.
have not been allowed to be in our
Be
true
vulnerable
femininity.
and not be taken
Vulnerable.
advantage of.
Right.
And you
We
know,
can't, we haven't been allowed to
it
do that.
and
We
it's
get pimped when we get too
actually
vulnerable.
and it's actually to the extent where when the black woman give birth, the doctors don't even give her pain meds like that because they feel that black women take on pain a lot
Or
more.
send us home
Um,
quicker.
they take on pain a lot more better than white women do, and they send them home the next day or two
Well,
after
I
having
asked to
a
go
baby.
home the next day. I didn't want to be there.
But see, the thing is that there's a high level though. When you look at the statistics, it's staggering and it's alarming the amount of postnatal, prenatal deaths as it relates to Black women than any other race. You should Google it. It's
Yeah, I've
terrible.
read
The
about it.
numbers are like,
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Is the numbers are horrible. I mean,
You know, I
it's more
love
higher than
property.
any
That's
other
all.
race. Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
the
but
world
you
is
know
our
what though?
enemy.
Even though all of these things that we're talking about are actual factuals, I still believe in love. And I still believe that there's hope. Because I think sometimes when we talk about all these things and all the negative things, that it kind of gets us to a point to where we just like, man, what the fuck? Like, it's never going to change. But I mean, I can honestly say I'm in a place in my life now where I'm like, oh, okay.
See, but it's also one of them things where you have to find your tribe. You know what I'm saying? It's like, everything that's going on with, all these low vibrational individuals and stuff, you gotta do that leg work and dig in and find your tribe because there are a lot of like-minded people out there like us. You know what I'm saying? We just have to be in those places where they are. You know what I mean? Because people be in certain areas that go for music, like people that like soulful, eclectic music, and everybody want to listen to trap. You be like, damn, where everybody at that listen
Right.
to the same music I
That's it. I
listen
was
to? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's just one of them things we got to find that tribe, but it don't happen overnight. That's definitely something that happens through time.
Yeah.
Sometimes your tribe be a little distance between you too.
Yeah,
I think you got to get outside of your comfort zone for sure.
yeah, true that. True that.
I need to take that advice.
Take it, sis. Take it. Grab it.
This episode is about just empowering black and recognizing you know the messed up things black people do to their own people just to get a dollar. You know, some stuff just is just not worth it. You got to think about longevity when it comes to business and having customers. You're gonna want people to come back to you, not just because you popular and you know you look good, and everybody, you know, like what they see or whatever, and you can just say and feel like you can do whatever and say whatever to people, you know, any old type of way, any form and fashion. Like that's, you know, that's not okay. It's just not okay. You know, we still need to learn how to treat people and love one another. You know, love your brother, love your sister, you know.
I agree.
Back in the day, back in the 90s though, like back, excuse my camera, y'all. This camera been tripping. Back in the 90s though, you know, they used to embrace a lot of black. You know, they embrace
Oh, it
black,
was
like,
black,
you know,
black,
shows
black,
like,
black, everything.
yeah, you know, shows like shows like Different World and what's that, CB4? CB4, yeah. But shows like Different World and the Cosbys, like I used to I always wanted a family like the Cosbys. Always, like I used to just admire that family. You know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah,
love
like
Claire Huxtable,
I love
baby.
all of them.
And
I
Johnny.
love
Yeah.
some Claire Huxtable. You know,
Man.
but
She
you
was
know,
our
we
Michelle
don't
Obama.
really know what that is. It was too much empowerment.
It was,
And
girl.
It was
at
too
that
much.
time,
He
It
was
was
a
too
they had
much.
to figure out a way to bring some of that down because it's always been about power and control, right?
Yeah.
And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about from a world system. So, but I will say this though. I see glimpses of it. Like, for example, Insecure. When Insecure came out, it was so fresh for me because it was one of those shows that was really actually real. Like Issa did a good job of depicting. I related as
What's
a professional
Insecure?
Black woman. I related.
You never
so
seen
much.
that show?
You never watched
what is
Insecure?
that? What is
Oh, you
that?
need to check that out. It's on HBO
It's on HBO.
Max, right? Yeah.
The rain just opened up and my house is starting to flicker. So if I lose connection, I'm sorry. It's bad.
Okay,
It's
yeah. Yeah, it's storming bad this way too, baby. It's okay, yeah. Yeah, because I don't know if y'all have been hearing that thunder and that lightning, but it's been cutting up for a
my
few
doggy
hours
jumping
now.
on me. Come on, Boo.
Boo-
She get nervous.
Bougie scared. Bougie scared. You need to get her one of them little vests, one of them little body vests. You know what I'm talking about? One of them little secure vests to keep them from being scared.
I need to do something because she is not feeling. She jumped right on me like, Mama, please. I'm gonna have to put you down.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell y'all something though. There's one show that I did not like and I thought was very, very depressing. And to me, I felt like that was the beginning of televising that narrative of what they wanted a black family to be in the first place.
What's that?
Good times.
Anytime you need a payment.
Watching and surviving.
Stand it.
Listen, I could not stand that show.
I love Good Times.
That show was so depressing. It was very depressing.
And it made the model for what Project People was supposed to be like. They was always,
Yes.
oh, damn, James. We ain't got no money tonight. No money.
Man.
$4. I ain't got it.
Damn.
Hey.
Oh my God, this camera is giving me the
They
blues.
beat the hell out of Penny and burning her.
No, Mama, I was just thinking about that.
Man. So sick of I was sick of it. I was sick of it. I was. That narrative that they put, they could not wait to kill the father off to make her a single mother.
single
You
black
know what
mother.
I'm saying? Yeah, they and he said that in the interview. He said that that's why they got him off of the show, because they wanted to push that single black mother narrative on TV.
Project.
If you really look
in the
at if you look
projects.
at the statistics of two-parent households or married households back then, you notice that right around the late 70s and 80s is when things took a shift. And then that's when the drug trade came in, and then that's when certain music came in. We were gaining too much power. The civil rights movement scared a lot of people. The music that we were making, when you look at the Panthers were there to protect the community. They had
they was feeding their kids. They was starting their own lunch program.
Teaching us how to police our own community. We had our
own. Come on now.
We were organized.
Looked at that black man as a threat.
Come on now. They hate
it.
Like,
and I'm a product of that shit. Like, it's crazy because my people, like my grandparents on both sides, like as far as I could think, they was all kind of militant. I don't give a damn. They didn't take no shit. We ain't doing that. No, we feeding our own. We don't need none of y'all handouts. And that's the crazy part. We don't believe in that. Everything is about a handout. What I can get for free. What you gonna give me?
Yeah.
Let me get a sample. You know.
But the problem is, it's okay with giving a sample. Don't be afraid to spend that dollar. I love giving samples.
One thing I made a point to do with, like, my best friend, she's a fantastic web developer. And when she was starting her business, she was like, "You don't have to worry about it. I'll do it for free." I said, I'm gonna pay you, and I'm gonna pay you what you were, and then I'm gonna give you a little bit more on top of that. Why? Because I believe in your business, and I am your friend, your best friend. I think a lot of times we be trying to look at what we can get. Again, what can we take? What? Okay, she holding on to me.
It's always what we can get, what we can take, how much we getting for our buck and stuff. And it shouldn't have to be like that. It really don't have to be like that. But look, y'all hold that thought. We have another word from our sponsor.
Shop CC Steeltronics for all your electronic needs. You shop, we ship. It's that easy. Visit us today at www.ccsteeltronics.com. Again, that's www.ccsteeltronics.com.
Hey, I like that music. It reminds me of the bank music at the branch. The elevator music my grandma used to listen to on the car. 88.7. Like jazz.
Oh man. Hey, www.ccsteeltronics.com. That's www.ccsteeltronics.com. And when you make your purchase, put in promo code OpenPage20 for 20% off on all items. Like I said before, I do in-house promotions. I make the commercials. Black-owned businesses get at me so I can promote your Black-owned business on my podcast. The commercial that I make, you can take that commercial and put it on any platform that you desire or website. You know, let's talk business. Let's talk business.
Okay, so I got a problem.
What?
The vendor thing, the thing that people are always looking for vendors for vendor events. Because I'm in retail. I like selling stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I've learned in retail, you could sell anything, any and everything. But it doesn't help to sell any and everything because you have to narrow your scope when it comes to target market, promotion, product market, and stuff like that. Who buys what in the demographic in which you live, right? Or wherever you're selling. My problem is people charging for vendor events to promote people or their businesses on a flyer, and there is not a guaranteed cash flow to come in for these vendors to make their money back. So you got
So
vendors
you just
paying for
standing
tables.
around.
Yeah, you sitting around buying other vendors' products. Then, you know, the money is not being distributed or you know, appropriated toward the actual facility in which it should be used to make these events happen. So it's like, why are you out here scamming people? Just do a legitimate business class, take a course, a couple years, get you a little certificate or something, and know what you out here doing, so you know how to pay these bills, how to build your credit, things like that, to be legitimate.
And you know that I
Don't
feel
prey
like
on
honestly,
business.
I ain't. And you know what? I ain't trying to shit on nobody that's already, you know, that already has a successful business. But honestly, like people who starting out with business, I
Right.
feel like that should be mandatory. You know, just like how you know how somebody come in America and they have to take these required tests to become a citizen. You have to take these required courses and tests to become a successful business owner or to get your certificate, because you need to know, it's important to know customer service, how to deal with irate customers, all of that stuff. It's important to know
Soft
those
skills.
things. So they should make that protocol. Yeah, they should. I feel like they should make that a protocol.
Because you know everybody not attitude. Go ahead.
So I have two things to say to that. One, when it comes to the vendor events, I think that it's always no risk, no reward, right? So I think that it's important that when you look at the place or the people or whoever's throwing these events, look at their track record. Before you go and pay for a vendor slot, go look at their past events. Is this a first event that they're doing? How many events have they done before? Go look at past pictures. Go stalk their Instagram, their websites. If they don't have a website, that's a red flag. If they don't have no, Instagram that's popping, or at least they post it on a regular, that's a red flag. If you can't see evidence of success, that's a red flag. So I think as a business owner, you have to do your due diligence to do your market research, right? To see what it is that if it's going to be conducive to your business. So I think that that's the first thing. Number two, I do agree. There's a lot of things that we should learn in business etiquette. One thing I have learned is no matter how hard you try, there's going to be somebody that's just not going to be happy with your service.
That's it.
That I have learned to understand who's my customer and who's not. My customers are creatives. They're easygoing. They're not high strung. That, like, last page was making fun of me tonight talking about I'm late. Sometimes I'm late.
She gonna touch your eye, boy.
Sometimes I'm late. Okay. I need my client though. Tony's client. Okay. Tony's client knows. All right, she's gonna be probably about 5 minutes late to this session, but when she gets here, it's on and popping, right? So I have grace. So you learn. Like, I know the high strung customer is not my customer. The person that's like sitting there on the I do virtual lessons, right? So the person that's sitting there 10 minutes before class waiting on me that's not necessarily be my customer, but I have contractors that work for me that I could be like, you know what? This person is for you, right? And so understanding that, but I will say, being better and working on your timeliness is important. That's my, everybody got their flaw. That's mine. It is what it is. Hey, but I will say that definitely business etiquette is important. My clients know, even if I'm 3 minutes late, they know that I love them. They know that when I'm there, I'm going to give them everything I have. And that's why I have clients that I've been teaching lessons for 6 years. I have clients that leave, go off to college, and come back and say, Miss Tony, I want to work for you. I got parents that hug my neck and cry and say, thank you so much for being there. I have adults who are like, man, I wouldn't have ever thought I could sing, right? So you figure out who your customer is. And then once you figure out who your customer is, you market to that customer. And that's the thing. A lot of people be like, oh, nobody want to do no business with me. That's why they just some haters. No,
no, that's not who you selling to.
Your friends
exactly.
and cousins, they not gonna do nothing with you. You gotta
And them be the
loyal
main,
customers.
but them be the main ones they complain about. They be like, all my family and friends and stuff, and don't nobody support me or whatever. Look,
They're not gonna support you.
just don't. They not gonna support you. Just don't take it personal. You know what I'm saying? Just don't, because those are the first people you shouldn't even expect to be out. Those are the first people you shouldn't
They gonna
even
wanna
expect to support you. You know, they just sitting back waiting to see, waiting to see how it happened, or probably praying on your downfall to see if the bullshit set sail. You know what I mean? So,
So where are you setting your
build-
scope? You know what I mean? If you're only looking at your scope from the social media people that you know, people within your network, people in your city, in your town, you're never gonna be able to expand.
Yeah.
So you have
And
to
I had one
expand
of my
yourself.
mentors tell me that, and she is super awesome. This lady, I think she is super dope, and she just gave me so much insight. And she mentioned that she was like, for whatever it is that you're trying to do, she said it seems like you're trying to do a whole lot. However, you're gonna have to minimize what it is that you do. Get a scope, like you said, and market to people who are not on Facebook. She said that is not your target market. You need to go outside of that. So I can appreciate that coming from you saying that. And y'all don't even know each other.
Yeah, it's important. Last page, he has some things about him that are absolutely remarkable, right? He went viral last night.
Okay.
Just by being himself. And one of the biggest things that I say, and I tell myself this all the time, is being consistent. Consistency is just as important as knowing your customer, knowing your scope. One thing, mistakes that I've made in business, and I've been in there, I'm celebrating my 9th year actually this month in business, is getting comfortable. Once you get the target amount of customers that you want, and you bringing in the certain amount of money you want, you still have to keep people in your pipeline. You can't relax. You can't chill, because now your roster is full. Because guess what? Somebody gonna fall off, and somebody else gonna fall off, somebody else gonna fall off, something gonna happen. And if you don't have something in your pipeline and have people on the wait list and people waiting to come in, you're gonna be like, damn, this month I made this much, now I'm making this much. What I'm gonna do? If you just remember to stay consistent, you'll find that's a huge key to success for sure.
Yeah,
it definitely is.
I mean, all the advice I can get sometimes. It's okay, because I love it.
So even though you taking in advice, we taking advice from each other.
Yeah.
What advice? What good advice before we end this night out? What good advice do y'all have for the people that's watching?
Invest in yourself.
For black owned business.
That's good.
Invest in yourself.
Investing in yourself, because so many people feel like, oh, I'm gonna go buy the latest this or the latest this or the latest that, instead of saving that money, maybe for a rainy day. Now, this might be sound like some white people shit, but this is what my grandmother taught. Save that money and go play with it. You make your money work for you. Your green soldiers are supposed to work for you. You're not supposed to be really working for money.
Practice that 10%.
Bonds, IRAs, Roth, retirement funds, that not a 401k, because 401k you got to borrow. That's still owing people money. So I definitely encourage in investing, financial literacy, learning about banking systems, learning about business, taking some kind of business etiquette, knowing what partnership and collaborating is. I love that you said that.
Yeah. And if there are a lot of if a lot of people come together, and collaborate and make shit happen, we can really move some stuff. I really hope and pray for that day to happen, because slowly, I mean, we're gonna no longer become the minorities sooner or later.
We're not the minority. We the majority. They want us to think in our psyche.
They want us to think that, well, we're rich in the blood. We're rich in the skin.
Come on,
okay.
man.
You know how much it costs for an ounce of melanin?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? We are rich in the blood. They love and want what we have. That's why they go to Africa and they take all the resources and stuff that they have. Africa has no idea. A lot of them have no idea how really rich that country is. Otherwise, all of them would not be living in poverty right now. But they allow the others to come and take.
What we believe and what that's really happening is not happening. I have people that live in South Africa and say that they don't live the way they portray.
They live good. There's a lot of them that live good as hell. But I'm talking about the ones that live in a village where they're living on top of gold mines. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw a video. They found an entire gold mine on their land. These are villagers. I'm talking about nothing but gold. And they recorded it. And I'm like, why would y'all do that? Now they finna come pull up and bully y'all and come take y'all stuff. Mm-hmm. They gonna hee ha ha and try to befriend y'all and all this old shit and have their guns around. And the moment y'all come and interfere with what they taking from y'all, they gonna try to shoot y'all down like dogs. It's crazy. But what advice do you have for the people, Miss Renko?
Stay the course and don't deviate from your why.
Good one.
Don't deviate from your why, because there are going to be so many things happening. Like right now, Last Page knows, he understands that I'm going through a whole lot. I received a substantial grant from the city where I am. And he's watched me go through the tears, the frustrations, like he said, crying and then getting up like nothing happened. I have gone through all of that, with securing a building and, all of these different things that are happening. And sometimes it causes you to question, like, am I doing the right thing? And so it's really, really important to deviate from your why and to remember your purpose, even in the pain, even in the process, respect the process. I know people will be like, respect it. They say, trust the process. That's cool. I'm saying respect the process. When I say respect the process, understanding like, okay, I'm respecting it. I'm going to have to go through this thing. I'm going to have to pay my dues. All of this is teaching me something so that when I do get to the place of abundance, I know how to handle it. And not only that, I'm going to appreciate it more. So that would be what I would have to say.
Well
said.
Right, was talked about Black-owned business. The ladies, they shared their stories. They expressed, the goods and the bads. We talked about Black families, successful families, and the narrative that they tried to put out for people to stay live impoverished or having a poor mind. We covered, things about self-educating yourself, reading books and learning things for yourself, and not waste your money with these people that's gonna be beating around the bush and charge you more money to find out some shit that you could have found out on your own.
For your damn self.
Exactly. So with that being said, thank y'all, and we'll be back next Tuesday for sure.
All right. See y'all.
Okay, I'm back out fresh. Okay, I'm back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces busting out the scene. New life is something like a